Going on, Jerome's Minnesota Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell had his Victory Tuesday press conference feeding the local media jackals. Noteworthy is he had a couple injury updates, and overall, some pretty positive news for the Vikings. Number one, of course, is Brian O'Neill. So, kind of a scary situation. Went down with a apparent right knee injury early in the first half, returned, left, and then came back a little ways into the third quarter with a giant, bulky knee brace, but absolute warrior, man. Absolute stud. Also was a point man, made some key blocks on the 2 rushing touchdowns for the Vikings. So, Brian O'Neill, absolute monster. Best right tackle in the game. Alcalus, the Athletic, go. Vikings head coach Kevin McConnell says right tackle Brian O'Neill is sore, but should be able to work through the week, expecting to have him for Seattle on Sunday. Short week. Vikings have a bit of a truncated schedule with the Monday night game, but thank goodness. Absolutely, thank goodness, because Brian O'Neill, not only with Darisaw out, has he been the Vikings' best offensive lineman. Like we said, he's been the best right tackle in the National Football League, and the Vikings certainly need him for the stretch run. So it does look like the Vikings escaped major injury there. Also, Stephon Gilmore, who dinged up his hamstring in the Arizona game, has been sitting out the last 2 games. He was a limited participant on Friday, listed as questionable for the Bears game. Didn't suit up because the Vikings want to get him 100%. Alcalus again. Vikings head coach Kevin Collins said, blah, 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 Fabian Moreau, we'll talk to him about in a sec, but Stephon Gilmore is expected to ramp up this week. So I thought it was far-fetched that Gilmore was going to go DNP limited on Saturday. The play on Monday doesn't really mesh with what the Vikings generally do. But even if he's limited full or limited all week in some capacity, I could see him suiting up for Seattle. And generally the Vikings, especially with soft tissue injuries, have been very conservative with returning to the field, but Gilmore's hamstring injury was listed as limited. He didn't go on injured reserve, and of course it would be great to have him back for the Seattle game, as they have DK. Jackson Smith and Jigba is really rising up, becoming one of the best young receivers in the game, plus Tyler Lockett, the veteran. Still can get it done, man. Also in the cornerback room, Fabian Moreau came in with some hip soreness. He had been playing enhanced snaps with Gilmore on ice for the last couple of games. But having Gilmore back would be great. Griffin's played an expanded role as well. Murphy's still doing the damn thing. Oh, Murph returned to Seattle. The pride of Washington. Go Huskies. That's going to be a big-time game for him. Also, Dwight Newton-McLaughlin looked pretty good in Garbaggio time against the Bears towards the end. I think he played 10 defensive snaps. But, Moreau, I know people like to roast Moreau, but he has been a solid veteran presence in that cornerback room, so we'll see what happens with him. Lastly, Jalen Redmond was taken out of the game late. He was spotted by the independent neurologist, and he will be evaluated this week. It does sound like Kevin O'Connell was pretty upbeat, pretty positive about having him back for the Seattle game. And the Vikings defensive line, I mean, Jerry Tillery had himself a ball game, man. 2 fourth down stops. Jalen Redmond has contributed mightily with enhanced snaps over the last couple weeks as well. Plus, you got Phillips and Bullard doing the damn thing, and it would be great because Seattle, even though they have a great receiving core, and it sounds like Geno is going to be good to go for Sunday, they want to run the ball. Kenneth Walker III might be back. Zach Charbonnet has been extremely underrated as well, so we're going to need all hands on deck to continue the winning ways and keep the pressure on the Lions and maintain and control our own destiny the rest of the way. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings injury updates from Kevin McConnell's Tuesday press conference. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, his thoughts. Comment section, you guys know what to do. Skol. Production value.